The next one is to write a query to find an administrator if any administrator only users that have a department or a major. So now we're going to include user ID, first name, last name, user type, department, and major. User type, department, and major. And we're still going to get it from user 1, but now we're going to ask where user type is equal to an administrator only is just an A, and now we have two things to test. I'm going to put these in parentheses because it's one or the other. Department is not null, or major is not null. So in either case, that's a problem. So user type is A, and department is not null, or major is not null. Okay, let's go ahead and run that and see what we get. And sure enough, there we have 6 that have this problem, where they're administrators and they have null, and they have a value either in department or major. Now look at this, we have 1, 2, 3 that look like they have null in both. I wonder why they did. Look carefully and notice how some of those nulls have yellow in the background and the other don't. This is the difference between the key value null and the character string null. So what we're seeing in here, the ones that don't have yellow backgrounds, is this character string null. This is going to cause us lots of problems. So we're going to actually stop and take the time to get those out of the database. So let's copy this over as our answer, and we'll come back and use that again. But let's go ahead and run update queries that will replace any null values. All right. So this is going to be an actual update. And so we're going to update user 1, and we're going to set department equal to null, the key value null, where department is equal to the character null. Okay, so see the difference between those two nulls? So wherever it finds department is this kind of null, it will replace it with the key value null. And we're doing that everywhere a department is that way. So let's go ahead and execute that. Okay, so it says 9 rows were affected by that update. So let's go ahead and save that. And we also want to deal with the major. And so whenever it is set to that string null, we want to set it to the key value null. And there were 7 rows of that. So let's go ahead and add that. And then let's look at our detail sheet on this and see if there are any other nulls. So we've done these 2. And if we look down here, instructor in section could be a null string. Grade in registration could not be the null string because it's a varchar that, oh no, it's a varchar, but it has a limit of 2, so it can't get big enough to hold the null string. So the database management system would stop it before it got null in there. So let's do the instructor in section. So we're going to update the table section. And we'll do the instructor. And if ever it is set there, then we're going to change it. If it ever is the string null, we'll set it to that key value null. And there weren't any of those. But let's go ahead and save that as a valid test. All right, now we want to run that query again. So we'll go back up here and see what we get now with administrators that have either a major or a department. And sure enough, even after we got rid of those null strings, there are still 3 that have either a department or a major. So here we see some errors. All right, so we were able to find some.